There are two passages that I hope guide my posture towards leadership. The first is John 13:14 through 17. It says, "If I then, the Lord and teacher, washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I gave you an example that you also should do as I did to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a slave is not greater than his master, nor is one who is sent greater than the one who sent him. For if you know these things, you are blessed if you do them." And then the second one is James chapter 2, verses 12 and 13. And it says, "Speak and act as those who are to be judged by the law of liberty. For judgment will be merciless to one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over justice." If I were going to distill those two verses into one actionable step for leaders, it would be that a good leader is an attuned observer. The best leaders that I know of were people who weren't in it for themselves, but they were vigilant, they were driven to encourage their people, to inspire them, to challenge them when necessary, and to celebrate them for jobs well done. So a good leader is a lot like a good shepherd, like the way Jesus described a good shepherd. A shepherd knows their sheep, and their sheep know their voice. Similarly, a good leader is someone who knows their team. They know the strengths and weaknesses of each person on their team. They seek to serve their team. If there are any obstacles in the way of their team members' success or meeting the team goals, then a good leader is one who takes those obstacles out of the way. A good leader is someone who does not lead people by their weaknesses, but by their strengths, and also doesn't leave them where they were. I had one boss who, it was my first week on the job, and I had been a stay-at-home mom for 4 years. So I was thoroughly intimidated, and I had to meet a certain word count in a writing assignment, and I was about 200 words over. And I'll never forget, he looked at me and he said, "I'm so glad you're here. I have every confidence in you. Now your job as a writer is to meet that word count. That's what you do." And I never had trouble with a word count again. There was a balance of mercy and encouragement and challenge. And I never felt, even though my boss had so much authority over me, he never lorded it over me. And it was a good example for me as I lead, that my job is to protect my team, to lead my team with grace, with excellence, with clear communication, and to be a vigilant, attuned observer to not only what their output should be, but what I am putting into their hearts, minds, and what communication I'm giving them to set them up for success.